Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Fritz HID here, doing a review of the Sigma 9 by Helius. It is a very small and quite nice micro USB-able flashlight, USB rechargeable flashlight. 1 hour quick charge, of course, and a tritium insert automatically glows in the dark. For those that don't know, tritium is a hydrogen isotope as a byproduct of nuclear reactors that produces beta waves that, when you put them in tiny little glass vials and coat the inside with a phosphorus substance, will glow in the dark for 15, 10, somewhere in there's years. I don't remember the exact half-life. Anywho, so according to the chart here, on low we got 20 lumens, on high 130 lumens. It uses an LED Cree XPG2. It runs for 4.5 hours on low and a half an hour on high. And it's distancing, 1.5 meters, give or take. It's not a very focused light, I can tell you right off the bat. It doesn't produce a tight spot. It is a broader spectrum, but it is also a keychain light, so you're not going to use this for lighting up the backyard. You're going to use this for finding your keys or that little widget you lost on the floor at some point. And here we have 621 candela with a 69 millimeter length on it, 33 grams, which is nice. It is stainless steel. It's not really much heavier than your basic, POS mag light flashlight with a good battery in it. And it's a 13 millimeter diameter. So let's pop open the package, shall we? Now, I bought this on a group buy on CPF, which is Candle Power Forums. Very good forum for learning anything you'd ever want to know about flashlights. Ooh, isn't that pretty? All right, so it's polished stainless steel. Looks like we've got a small recharger cord. Not the biggest cord you'd expect. Certainly not at all thick. It's very thin, very short. And we've got a bag with a key ring and a couple of spare O-rings. That's always really nice. A lot of people don't realize that O-rings keep these lights protected internally. And not just from your, water and stuff like that, but the dust and little ingress of, gross stuff that you encounter every day, especially on a situation like key ring or in your pocket or purse. O-rings really do help out a lot. And having a nice key ring to go with it, well, that's always a plus. Personally, I don't trust these a lot, just in my personal experience. If I put this on a key ring, it's going to be with a heftier clip, similar to this, which is the actual light that I have. It's got the nice spring-loaded. This goes on my wallet chain, so I can just pop it right off and go ahead and light up what I need to. Anyway, so it comes with that, which, again, that's a really nice feature. A lot of flashlights don't have that. These things do wear out, and it's always good to have spares. So, this is the Helius Sigma number 9 tritium vial in here. Nice stainless steel polish. Nice little case it comes with to ship it in. And there it is. Can't really see it right here because I got the lights on. I'll turn those off here in a little bit. But you can see that tritium vial in there glowing. As far as keyring lights goes, this is nice. This is a nice, thick, sturdy stainless steel coupling for whatever you're going to connect it to, rather than you get some of these lights with this real thin little chunk of aluminum. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I tend to be kind of hard on a lot of lights, and this gets beat up and bent, and eventually it breaks, and, well, you've now lost your light. Or you're cutting your wrist on it when it, touches, when you pass it by your hand or anything like that. This stainless steel, solid as a rock, can't be beat. It's also really nicely polished. I don't believe this is electro-polished, unfortunately. I would have liked to seen... Come on, focus, damn it. I would have liked to have seen electro-polish on this. That gets a little pricey over time, of course. You can see on the inside of its machine, but the outside polish is really, really beautiful. It is really, really, really well made. So you can get this nice laser etching on here. It says Helios, and right there the Sigma 9. When you first get this light, you of course have to take it apart. Make sure there's no little paper tab here, which on this end, this is the tritium section, has an O-ring. Right there you can see it's got the 2 pins. You can twist that out and take that tritium out, or put a new one in if you wanted to change the color and whatnot. That's nice. It's not machined in permanent to where if you ever wanted to do anything else, you can. And that you know, in a modder's view, is a downside of a flashlight. This one, of course, you can change the tritium, and that's always a plus. On the other end here, unlike most of your mag lights and such, like this one here, you loosen the head in order to turn it on. On the Helius, that's not the case. You have to unscrew this part. And there's this little paper insert which you got to pop out. And that way it doesn't discharge in shipping. Inside here, I don't know, let me grab this other light here. Is that going to be too bright? Right there in the center, you can actually see it's a little bimetal button, and that's for switching between high and low. That's a really interesting design. I've never experienced that personally in a light yet, but I'm interested to see how it wears over time. It's definitely a creative approach to the switching issue. Now, this whole entire head, of course, is sealed up. They recommend in the instructions, don't take that apart. And in the front here, we have the LED and a TIR lens. You can see that with the dye glowing on the outside ring, but the actual dye being focused nicely in the center. And on that end is our nice brass terminal. And then on the side here, you have this nice little USB recharging port, micro USB, just like everybody uses for their phones these days, which standard phone charger cord, you plug in, voila, little light turns red. See that glowing through? Now, something I did notice, that if you take off the head, you can't screw it back on unless you pull the charger cord out a little bit. Put the head back on, just a couple of threads, and then you can plug the charger back in, and it'll fit and it'll still charge. That way you don't have to worry about losing the head, but it is kind of a little short threaded in my opinion, but not bad. I've seen a lot worse. This, of course, will turn green when the charging is complete. We're not going to wait for that. I came prepared with a fully charged battery. So we'll unplug that. Again, another gasket here, which is good for, come on, focus. Really? There we go. Another gasket in there, which is nice, and these little indentations for style. And it is, you know, very, very nicely made, and they took attention into the little details. The threads are rock solid. There's no wiggle room at all. They go together, come apart very, very clean and tight. Not too long, not too short. A little too far there. And on this end, of course, is the little battery. Isn't it cute? This is not your standard alkaline battery, obviously. This is a what the hell is the box saying? A 10150, which means it's 10 millimeters in diameter by 150 millimeters long. This is a lithium-ion battery, very similar to the 18650s, except really, really small. This is a nominal 3.7 volt battery. It charges to 4.2, and your maximum discharge is about 3 volts. You really don't want to go less than that. Normally, you require a specific lithium-ion capable charger for these batteries, but this light comes with the USB charger already incorporated, which is a big plus. Way to go, Helius. Kudos to that. A lot of times you get people that are very scared or finicky and worried about lithium batteries. They've heard the horror stories of, flashlights blowing up in people's hands like hand grenades. Helius is taking care of a lot of that headaches, hassles, and worries by incorporating everything into one little tiny unit, and I mean it is tiny. Fully put together, that big. You know, let's see, what do I have for comparison here? Here's a double A. So, nice little light, everything set, ready to rock and roll, and it fits on your keychain. It's not too heavy. It is just really well made, especially for something coming from, you know, outside of the handmade brackets of people these days. You get, you know, a few hand makers that, you know, really just take hours and hours just to make one piece, and these, they're not 100% of the quality, but they're still really, really well done. So continuing on with that, we're going to test the amperage. This is a fresh battery, of course. Let's bring our little Chinesium amp meter in. Yes, it's not 100% accurate, but it's better than nothing. Just to show you that the battery is fully charged. We'll throw the leads on here. Here's the battery. And 4.22. Alright. Dropping the cell in the light. Then we will close it up till it turns on to low, which it is. Set our meters to amps. We're going to pull that off. 20 milliamps. Alright, let's see how she does.